Chapter 2. Together Again.
The next day, I got up early and rode hard for Paris. I was looking forward to meeting my old friends, but the thought of seeing Paris and its starving people again did not make me happy. Many people there knew me by sight. Others recognized my uniform or knew me by reputation. At one time, the people of Paris thought of me as one of them. Now I saw nothing but hatred in their eyes. I was the king's man, and those in my uniform used their swords and muskets to keep the people hungry and silent. I entered Paris through one of the areas where there was less hunger. It made no difference. Even there, stones and rotten cabbages were thrown at me. Usually they were accompanied by the words,
"Shame on King Louis! Shame on the Musketeers!"
Our meeting place was in the cellar of a food store owned by a cousin of Aramis's. It was possible to enter through a kind of door in the pavement. As I went down the steps into the darkness underground, I could hear the voices of my old friends, and my heart warmed. I had seen Aramis recently. As a bishop of some importance, he was often at court, but I had not seen the others for some time. Athos seldom came to Paris. Since his son was killed in the war, he had lost all his old love of life. All he lived for now was his dogs and the sound of silence on his farm. Porthos, I heard, had tried marriage, but had found it difficult. He was still not ready for the quiet life in the country. I heard Porthos's deep laugh as I reached out and knocked softly on the door. Suddenly, there was silence.
"Who is it?"
Someone called out. It was Aramis. Always careful, always suspicious. "D'Artagnan," I replied, and at once the door was thrown open. Before I had a chance to look at my old friends properly, they had their arms around me, laughing and crying with joy. I stood back and looked at each one in turn. "Porthos, you are looking good. The ladies are treating you well, I think. And by the look of the color in your face, you still enjoy good food as much as ever." Porthos laughed and did a brief dance in the middle of the floor.
"As you get old, I get young,"
he said, breathing rather heavily.
"Do I look any different from when you last saw me?"
"Shall I be honest?"
"As always."
"You have got fatter, I fear."
Nonsense. This is all muscle."
He hit his sides with the flat of his hands.
Hit me here. What do you feel? It's like rock."
I turned to Aramis, who was waiting impatiently for us to get down to business. "Aramis, my friend, you look worried. You take life too seriously."
"No more seriously than you, D'Artagnan. The difference is that I take orders from no one but myself."
"I am a soldier, Aramis. Soldiers are taught to obey orders."
"Yes, I remember. That is why I left the Musketeers. Come, gentlemen, let us get down to business."
The cellar was dark, apart from 2 candles on a round wooden table in the middle of the stone floor. It was the perfect place for our secret meeting. All around us, baskets of fruit stood silently, like soldiers on guard. I took Athos's arm as we moved towards the center of the cellar. "Athos, you are far too thin, and you do not look well, even in this light."
"What is there to live for, D'Artagnan, now that Raoul is dead?"
Athos asked, speaking of his beloved son. "I understand, my dear friend, but there is always France."
"Exactly. That is all that keeps me alive, and that is why we are here today."
We sat down. Porthos took his sword, and in 3 perfect strokes, cut a watermelon in 4 equal parts. Aramis, dressed all in black with a large crucifix hanging from his neck, patiently crossed his hands on the table, waiting for Porthos to sit.
Gentlemen, France is killing its people with wars and taxes. Our young men die by the thousands, or come back from the wars half dead, without legs or arms or eyes. The people in the cities are dying of hunger. How long can this go on? Louis is a young man, only 29 years old. He could live for another 50 years. What will become of France in that time? That thief Fouquet may die, but another will take his place. What is to be done, my friends?
We looked at each other across the table. Everyone looked very serious in the half-light, the candle flames making gigantic shadows on the walls behind us. Athos's thin face, eaten up with anger and sadness, held our attention for a moment.
We must be rid of Louis. He thinks of nothing but his pleasures and his ambitions. He knows nothing of government, yet he calls himself head of state. He must be removed, or else France is finished.
Aramis looked at him hard.
I know you are angry, Athos, and I am too, but we must control our anger. If we get rid of the king, another tyrant will just take his place. No, we must find a way of replacing him with someone better.
I laughed. Aramis made it sound so easy. Shall we make Porthos king, then? I joked.
Oh, yes. I think I would make a very good king. I would share all the wealth of France with the people. I would cut taxes in half and stop all wars.
Porthos, I don't think we can make you king.
That's France's loss.
So, Aramis, what is your plan? I know you must have one, since you have called us all here.
Athos said at last.
Yes, I have a plan, but I cannot let you know all the details yet. All I can say is that it is the perfect plan. But first, I must know that you are with me.
You cannot trust us?
Porthos asked, spitting out a piece of his watermelon in anger.
No, but some of us do have other loyalties.
Aramis looked at me across the table, his sharp eyes trying to see into my mind. I said nothing. I was the king's bodyguard, and I was being asked to betray him. Porthos and Athos turned towards me. I remained silent.
Are you with me?
Aramis repeated.
Will there be any fighting?
Porthos said with a look of excitement on his face.
There may be a lot of it.
In that case, I am with you.
Athos?
Do you need to ask? I would give my life to be rid of Louis.
D'Artagnan?
There was silence as they waited for my answer. No, I am not with you. 30 years ago, I made a promise to God and to Louis XIII to defend king and country, and I cannot break that promise. Louis is still young. He will learn from his mistakes. Athos hit the table angrily with his fist.
You're wrong. Louis will never learn. He will never change. He truly believes he is God.
I must believe that he will change as he grows older, I said. They were all disappointed in me, especially Aramis.
Have you forgotten, D'Artagnan? One for all and all for one.
Have you forgotten that I am the only man on earth that the king can truly trust?
That is why you are so important to us. You can make this whole thing happen so much more easily. The future of France is in your hands.
I thought about what Aramis had just said, and for the first time realized how much power I had, and the very thought of it frightened me. No, I cannot.
If you are not with us, then you are against us.
I know, and it is with a heavy heart that you force me to make this decision. I am simply asking you to wait. In a year or two, he may change, I added, not really believing it myself. Athos rose from his chair, knocking it back. It hit the ground with a bang.
The people of France are dying. They cannot wait. We must act now.
I agree,
said Aramis, and Porthos raised his sword in accord. That night, I took a room in a nearby tavern. But I hardly slept. What was I to do? Tell the king and fight the 3 people I loved most in the world? In the end, I decided to wait. To tell no one, in the hope that the king would end the war and feed his people. But in my heart of hearts, I knew this would never happen.